So one of the differences we have obviously is the ISO button. You press it, you keep it pressed, and then you can set the ISO with the dial and just let it go. You now have the info button that gives you all the information here on the back of the camera: battery status, SD card. You now also go past the 999, which is nice. The other nice feature is that when you shoot manually, the camera will always show you here on the back the shutter speed. So if you shoot in dark light, you can always see what shutter speed you've actually set, and of course the lens that you are using. And in the menu, a nice feature that a lot of people have asked for is that you can now manually pick the lens that you are using in case you have a lens that is not 6-bit coded. You can set that in here, and of course you no longer need the UV IR setting in here, because the camera has a thicker IR cutter filter in front of the lens, the sensor, so no longer necessary. You have the soft release feature, which is new, and that can also be combined with the discrete advance. This is actually also a new feature. You can turn off the self-timer, so if you accidentally set the switch to self-timer, the camera will shoot the picture, and you don't have to wait until the self-timer actually releases, which is a nice feature. This is all standard. Bracketing, of course, is new, where you can set the number of exposures, 3, 5, 7. You can also change the sequence. You can start with the right exposure and then go up and down, or start on the bottom and make your way up. And then finally, of course, you can also set the EV increments. Then exposure compensation used to be only in the set menu, which you still have as a feature, but now you can also put it on the setting ring here on the dial, and there's 2 different settings for that. What it means is, now when you shoot and you turn the setting ring, whilst you're shooting, you will actually see in the viewfinder the exposure compensating setting. You can combine that and only make it available when you push the shutter release. That way you can't accidentally change the exposure compensation. And of course, if you leave it on the set menu, you will just change it in the set menu as per usual. New in the histogram is that with the clipping warning, you can now also get an over and under exposure warning. Folder management, now the folders can be named, so you have a nice Leica name here if you want. That's all the same. DNG setup is new. You can now have compressed and uncompressed DNGs. In the M8 and M8.2 you had compressed DNGs that were 8-bit. Now you can set that to 14-bit, which will give you a 37.4 megabyte file. And this is another feature. If you connect the camera through the USB cord to your Mac, for example, you can now set the USB connection to mass storage, and the camera will actually come up as an external hard drive on your desktop. And that's basically it.